Hi, my first grade friends. I have an exciting lesson plan for you today. I'm sorry I couldn't make it into your classrooms, but I still wanted to make sure that you guys had your lesson for today. So, our lesson today is on what we want to be when we grow up. So, I want you to be thinking in your head what you would like to be when you grow up. But before we share about that, we're going to read a story together called The Magician's Hat. This story was written by Malcolm Mitchell, and that's him right there on the back. He is actually a famous football player. So he has two jobs. He's a writer and a football player. Family Fun Day at the library was filled with exciting events, book scavenger hunts, storytelling, and reading rallies. Today, for the first time, a magician arrived with a bag of tricks and a big hat. Everyone gathered around to see the magician perform. Very fancy hat he has. He bent a spoon just by looking at it. He made playing cards float in front of his nose. The magician could even make a coin appear from a puppy's ear. And when he waved his wand, a banana vanished. But this was just the warm-up act. Now the magician was ready to dazzle the crowd with his favorite trick of all. The magician's magic started with a story. When I was a kid, my mom and dad brought me to this library on Family Fun Day. And during the book scavenger hunt, I wandered into the reading room. There were hundreds of books. Books about dogs, books about planes, books about the sun, flowers, rain, cities, and even circus dancers. But out of the hundreds of books, one special book jumped out at me. It was a book about magic. I read and read and read, every single word on every single page. I discovered that book wasn't just about magic. I learned that all books are magic. Even though I was still in the library, those pages and words took me to places I had always dreamed of going. And this is how I knew I wanted to become a magician when I grew up. And soon after that, I got my very first magician's hat. The Family Fun Day crowd had grown. Kids from all over town were eager to see more of the magician's magic. He asked them, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And Amy shouted, "I want to be a dentist." The magician invited Amy to reach inside his hat, and Amy dug deep, then deeper until she felt something. It's it's a book," Amy shouted. The magician asked, "Well, what is your book about?" "My book is about teeth, cleaning teeth and fixing teeth and x-rays." Right away, like magic, Amy saw herself holding dental tools, a toothbrush, and a rinsing cup. But in the library, where everyone could see, Amy was hugging her book and smiling. Matt had been watching closely, and after seeing Amy's magic, he wondered, What else could be in that hat? He called out, I want to be a famous football player. And so the magician offered Matt his hat. Let's see what magic you can find inside. Matt reached in way down, and there was something that couldn't fit into just one hand. Matt plunged both hands into the hat and pulled. It's a book about football, and it even has my name on it. All at once, like magic, Matt was on the field, running, catching, tackling, punting, sometimes fumbling, sometimes falling, but lots of times winning. Ryan called out from the back of the crowd, Wait a second, that's not magic. Amy and Matt's parents must have told the magician what they wanted to be when they grow up. So the magician asked Ryan, Well, what do you want to be when you grow up? This was Ryan's chance to prove that the magician was a fake. He snickered and said, A dog. The magician asked Ryan to reach into his magical hat. Ryan said, I can't feel anything. Sometimes you must really reach and stretch for what you want. That's part of the magic. So Ryan reached deeper and deeper until his fingers grabbed onto something. He clutched a beautiful book that had nothing to do with dogs. Its pages were filled with letters and paintings and photos and foldouts, stars, planets, and rocket ships. Ooh, look at all that. I wonder what Ryan wants to be when he grows up. Ryan had always dreamed of becoming an astronaut and exploring the wide open sky, hurtling into outer space and zooming to a far off galaxy. Whoa, whispered Ryan. How did you do that? I'm not doing anything, the magician said. You are. I am? Asked Ryan. But there's got to be a secret trick in those books. The desires that are within you bring out the magic in the book. When you follow your dreams, and they will take you wherever you want to go. The magician turned his hat sideways and said, What are your dreams? Very neat, huh? I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I wanted to share an activity with you guys. So what you're going to be doing is I want you to pretend that you get a chance to put your hand in the magician's hat. What kind of story would come out for you? You have to think about what you want to be when you grow up. And your activity today is called the Magician's Hat Drawing Activity. And here's what it says. It says, reach into the magician's hat and see what magic you find inside. Draw a picture in the space below. So what kind of book would you pull out of the hat? You can put it right here. Draw a very nice picture and make sure you add some color to it. Before you guys get started, I want to show you one that I did. When I was young, I used to watch a TV show with my grandparents, and it was called Wheel of Fortune. It's still on. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but the players get to spin a wheel, and then they get to try to guess the letters. And on that show, there's a beautiful lady that always gets to wear beautiful gowns, and she's the one that turns the letters on. That's what I used to want to be when I was young. I wanted to be Vanna White. So that's what I drew. She's the lady that wears the pretty dresses and she turns the letters. So I drew her with the Wheel of Fortune and the letters I wonder what that's supposed to say right there. All right, so you guys are going to get started on your activity. I really hope you enjoy it, and I can't wait to see what you draw. Have a good day, guys.